This was originally introduced in 1994. What was that sound? Holy crap. Hey everybody, I am James from Review the Drink. That's not what it's called. Hey, hey everybody, Hey everybody, my name is James from Respect the Drink. Welcome back to another beer review. Today we have something from one of my favorite all-time breweries. We have Dundee Original Honey Brown. I didn't say that very well. Dundee Original. Ah, Dundee Original Honey Brown Lager. Why is that so hard to say? Why is that so freaking hard to say? Have Dundee Original Honey Brown Lager. This is actually produced by Genesee, which is, as you saw in the unboxing video thing from a few days ago, Genesee is one of my favorite breweries. Dundee Brewing Company is actually part of Genesee. It's actually a line of Genesee products under the Dundee name, which they changed it recently to Dundee Ales and Lagers, I think. I don't remember. I think it was about 2008 when they changed it, something like that. But, anyways, from Rochester, New York, from Genesee, my favorite brewery, or at least one of my favorite breweries. And so this is an American Amber Lager. The presentation of the bottle is really, really cool. Oh, yeah, I've got my glass too. I was so excited when I got these glasses. Seriously, if you haven't checked out the unboxing video, go check it out because I was very, very happy and it was awesome. Okay, so I've got my honey brown glass and I've got my honey brown beer. Now, the presentation of the beer is really cool. I love the look of the bottle. You've got the wood barrels there at the top. It says extra rich. It's kind of a dubious claim there, but that doesn't matter. And then Honey Brown Original Lager, it says there. But what's cool about this is I feel like the coloring with the brown, the red, and the yellow really kind of invokes a sense of Winnie the Pooh, if that makes any sense. When I look at this bottle, I almost immediately think of Winnie the Pooh, which is fitting because he was always after honey. He loved honey, and this is a honey brown lager. And maybe it's more psychological because it's a honey brown lager, so I'm thinking of Winnie the Pooh anyways. But when I look at the bottle, it just gives me a sense that I'm going to drink something that Winnie the Pooh would probably drink. Anywho, so that's the presentation. Presentation's really good. And as I've said numerous times before, and will say numerous times again, I don't like twist off caps because sometimes they're crimped on very tight. I always use a bottle opener to protect my precious little hands. So, I can do this, pop that guy open, and get to pouring. And there it is. That is Honey Brown Lager right there. Um, it's a little bit darker than most of Genesee's products, which is natural. It's an amber, so it's supposed to be. It's got a decent amount of carbonation coming up, forms a nice head that dissipates fast. It's a fast dissipating head, which is pretty normal. So, but as far as the way it looks pretty good. It's got that kind of amber color, which is the namesake for the style. It's an American Amber Lager. Um, as far as the smell goes, there's a lot of good stuff going on there. There really is. Um, get very little hops, hardly any at all, if they're there at all, and that's also normal for an amber lager. They don't use a whole lot of hops. The IBUs on this is only 10, so it's very low on the bitterness. Any hops that are used in something like this are typically just used for a little bit of balance, and they're used very sparingly. But so not a whole lot of bitterness, but a lot of sweetness. It does have that sweet kind of honey. You can kind of tell that you're about to drink something that's a little bit sweet. Now, I didn't used to like sweet beers, but as my palate has evolved over the last few years, I found that I do actually really like them. turning point for me liking sweet beers was actually Coop Ale Works DNR, which we'll be doing a review of a little bit later. But I definitely get some corn in there. There's definitely corn and malt. So, yep, corn, malt, and honey. Hardly any hops at all. So now we'll get to the tasting portion of our show. Yay! It's everybody's favorite. Okay, here we go. It's got a really nice flavor. It really does. There's a little bit of citrus that actually comes out. Um, you do get a little bit of hop there on the back end, but that's going to happen with most beers, really, if there's any hops at all in there. So unless you're drinking something like a malt liquor, you're always going to get a little bit of hop. And it's so incredibly subtle in this. It's literally just used for balance. That's the only reason there's any hop in this at all. So what your primary flavor profile is coming from is that sweetness. You get that sweetness from the honey. It's still fairly subdued because the honey, it's not meant to be the main flavor of the beer, but it's what adds that extra special something to this to make it special. And what you really get mostly is that maltiness and the corn adjunct. That's going to be your primary flavor with this, but that honey, it just adds a little extra something that makes this absolutely delicious. So again, props to Genesee. I love you guys. Keep making stuff like this because it makes me happy, and that's what's important. So, yeah, keep it up, guys. Okay, so mouthfeel. Um, Again, it goes back to where it says extra rich on the bottle. This is one thing that I will add. Tiny little criticism there. It really doesn't come off as extra rich to me. It's fairly light bodied, and I don't get the extra rich part of it. It doesn't take anything away from the beer. The beer is still fucking phenomenal. I just don't really get that extra rich. What I do get in the mouthfeel is something that's well carbonated, not overpoweringly carbonated. So it's not like a seltzer water. It's got the right amount of carbonation that I like, and then we have to cut and Okay, so the mouthfeel, it does come off carbonated. I like that. It's got a little bit of carbonation bite to it, but not so much as to taste like or have the feel of a seltzer water. It's about light body, maybe medium bodied, and it comes off a little bit watery in comparison to the extra rich that it claims to be. But that's okay. That's okay. Again, just like I said a minute ago, doesn't detract at all from the actual beer because it's still a delightful, lovely drink, and I love this, and I will buy again because I have bought many of these in my life, and I bought a glass for Christ's sake. Okay, on to our notes. Okay, so yeah, as I said a minute ago, it's Dundee Original Honey Brown Lager brewed by Genesee. Under their Dundee Ales and Lagers line. Originally introduced in 1994, this was called J.W. Dundee's Honey Brown, and it changed in 2008 to Dundee's Original Honey Brown Lager. Beer Advocate scores it a 72, which is okay. The Bros score it also a 72, which is okay. Rate Beer scores it a 35 for style and 12 overall. The ratings, Beer Advocate gives it a 3.1 out of 5. That's based off of 1,401 reviews. Rate Beer has it at a 2.56 out of 5. That's based on 1,266 reviews. Untapped gives it 3.27 based off of, or out of 5, based off of 26,193 reviews. And Beer Tutor gives it a 2.56 out of 5 based on only 7 reviews. Beer Tutor doesn't get a whole lot of traffic. Go check out that website, though. There's a lot of really good resources on there. BeerTutor.com. A lot of good resources, a lot of good information. So, as I mentioned earlier, as I as I mentioned earlier, 10 IBUs, 4.5% alcohol. Um, it's good. I enjoy this beer quite a lot, and it's one of my goals in life is to one day visit Rochester, New York, to see the Genesee Brewing Company up close and personal, and I would love to do that one day. And this beer is one of my favorites of their repertoire. I don't know, is that the right word? Okay, that's the right word. Repertoire is one of my favorite beers of their repertoire. That's a hard word to say, though. I don't like that word. I don't say things well when they're in English, let alone when they're French. That's not a French word, is it? Okay. Anyways, you can speak. It's okay. No? Nothing? Okay. I finally got my funny bit in. Good job. Okay. Anyway, so yes, final conclusion. Go get Honey Brown. It's one of my favorite beers. It should be one of your favorites. If it's not, you are wrong. I'm just kidding, okay? We all have different tastes. I just happen to like this particular one. As always, taste the drink and respect the drink.